Good morning, boys and girls. All right. We finished chapter 5 yesterday. And just to give you a rundown, it was kind of a lighthearted chapter where they went to church, which happened to be in an old Quick Pick store, kind of like a 7-Eleven, right? And when there, Winn-Dixie was outside, oh, wow, and he came in, and then he became he ended up catching a mouse in church, and everyone had a good time about it. So that was chapter 5. Hopefully, you did your questions on chapters 1 through 5. Anyone out there who didn't? Oh, okay. Anyway, we move on to chapter 6. All right, chapter 6. All right, so last we know, she doesn't really know that many kids in the town yet, or many people, I should say, right? So we're on to chapter 6. I'm setting the stage. All right, chapter 6. I spent a lot of time that summer at the Herman W. Block Memorial Library. Herman W. Block Memorial Library sounds like it would be a big fancy place, but it's not. It's just a little old house full of books, and Miss Franny Block is in charge of them all. She's a very small, very old woman with short gray hair, and she was the first friend that I made in Naomi. It all started when Winn-Dixie, not liking it when I went into the library because he couldn't go inside too. But I showed him how he could stand up on his hind legs and look out the window and see me in there, selecting my books, and he was okay, as long as he could see me. But the thing was, the first time Miss Franny Block saw Winn-Dixie standing on his hind legs like that, looking in the window, she didn't think he was a dog. She thought he was a bear. This is what happened. I was picking out my books and kind of humming to myself, and all of a sudden there was this loud and scary scream. I went running up to the front of the library, and there was Miss Franny Block sitting on the floor behind her desk. "Miss Franny," I said, "are you all right?" "A bear! A bear!" "A bear?" I asked. "He's come back," she said. "He has? Where is he?" I asked. "Out there," she said, and raised a finger and pointed at Winn-Dixie standing up on his hind legs looking in the window for me. "Miss Franny Block," I said, "that's not a bear. That's a dog. That's my dog, Winn-Dixie." "Are you positive?" she asked. "Yes, ma'am," I told her. "I'm positive. He's my dog, and I would know him anywhere." Miss Franny sat there trembling and shaking. "Come on," I said. "Let me help you up." "It's okay." I stuck my hand out, and Miss Franny took hold of it. I pulled her up off the floor. She didn't weigh hardly anything at all. Once she was standing on her feet, she started acting all embarrassed, saying how I must think she was a silly old lady mistaking a dog for a bear, but that she had a bad experience with a bear coming into the Herman W. Block Memorial Library a long time ago. And she never had quite gotten over it. "When did that happen?" I asked her. "Well," said Miss Franny, "it's a very long story." "That's okay," I told her. "I'm like my mama, in that I like to be told stories. But before you start telling it, can Winn-Dixie come in and listen too? He gets lonely without me." "Well, I don't know," said Miss Franny. "Dogs are not allowed in the Herman W. Block Memorial Library." "He'll be good," I told her. "He's a dog who goes to church." Before she could say yes or no, I went outside and got Winn-Dixie, and he came in and lay down with a and a sigh right at Miss Franny's feet. She looked down at him, and he said, "He most certainly is a large dog." "Yes, ma'am," I told her. "And he has a large heart, too." "Well," Miss Franny said. She bent over and gave Winn-Dixie a pat on his head. And Winn-Dixie wagged his tail back and forth and snuffled his nose on her little old lady feet. "Let me get a chair and sit down so I can tell you this story about the bear properly." And that leaves us to chapter 7, which we will read next time. All right. And I'll start getting my next batch of questions for you guys for Winn-Dixie. Okay, so it'll be from 6 to, I'll find out what chapter. All right, boys and girls, let's have a great day and make sure those questions are in full sentences.